Good morning, everyone. This is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. So happy to have you joining me this morning. Sorry, I'm on a little bit late again. I don't know why. I seem to always have trouble getting my ManyCam connected, but now it's up and running. So I'm super happy to see you guys here. I'm just going to scroll over and put a comment in the box because I do find that I don't see your comments well otherwise. Oh, there we are. Good morning, Janice. Nice to see you. Well, to see you typing. It would be nice if I could actually see you guys as well. So today I am doing another sneak peek of the Ice Cream Corner Suite. So I posted a card yesterday with that. It's kind of like my first time playing around with stuff in the new catalog. For those of you who don't know, we have a new catalog. I can't show you the inside, but I can show you the front cover of it. We have a new catalog that's going live on January 5th, and it's kind of exciting because this is my favorite catalog. It's the one that's always filled with Valentine stuff that I don't use a ton, but then all of the new spring stuff and lots of just fun birthday and all occasions kinds of stamp sets. And it's also the catalog that pairs up with our celebration offerings, which I can't show you those yet either. I'm sorry, but I can tell you that we have an amazing array of designer series papers and stamps that you can earn for free with $60 purchases starting on January 5th. And the first opportunity that I have for you to really get into this catalog is actually going to be using, good morning, Rebecca, is going to be using the stamp set and the whole suite actually that I'm going to show you today. I'm offering a stamp camp. Myself and a bunch of other demo friends are putting on a stamp camp on January 30th and 31st using this whole suite, and the way you get to attend that is by purchasing the suite. Now, if you already own the suite because you're a demo, good morning, Eileen. There are other ways for you to participate in this stamp camp, and I put a link in the description of this video that you can click on to see that. But if you are not a demonstrator, the way to access this Ice Cream Corner Stamp Camp is to purchase the entire suite that I'm going to show you in just a moment. It's kind of awesome because you get the 14 cards we're going to be creating at our stamp camp, as well as you would earn one free celebration item. And of course you can add on to that order as well if you wanted to bump it up and earn more celebration items. So I'm kind of excited. You can contact me early to kind of get your order in, and then I'm going to actually be staying up late on the 4th to place orders first thing in the morning on the 5th, and then I'll place an afternoon order for any stragglers. But we kind of have to get that order in right on the first day that our catalog goes live. So if you don't yet have a catalog, please contact me. I do have some here in my office that I can hand out, and I've also done a mailing. So if you're one of my regular customers, that should be arriving in the mail if it hasn't already. Hopefully it has. Yeah, so I'm just going to switch my screen over here and let's get started showing you guys the suite and the card that we're going to make today. So in our Ice Cream Corner suite, we of course have a stamp set. It's called Sweet Ice Cream, and that's what I'm going to be designing with today. I'm actually doing some cards that don't really use a lot of the rest of the suite today because I am just so in love with this stamp set. What I love about this stamp set as well is that it actually has a coordinating punch. Good morning, Catherine. And I can't remember if I said good morning to Eileen, so good morning just in case. I'm kind of off my game this morning. It's holiday mode. So anyways, so this stamp set comes with this awesome punch that allows you to punch out the cone and the ice cream top. So that's really fun, and it's really great for people who don't yet own the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you kind of can create really cool stuff without that fancy machine. And actually the card that I'm making today, I am going to use it just to emboss a little piece, but really you could make both of today's cards. I'm making two for you, 2 for 1 today. You could make both of today's cards without the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it would be just fine. So the other things that come in this suite are some of the most gorgeous ribbon I have ever seen. This is Blackberry Bliss, but it's sheer with that pinstriping in there. It's called striped ribbon, and it's so easy to work with and so beautiful on a card, because Blackberry Bliss could be a little too dark and a little overwhelming if it wasn't sheer like that. So that's really nice. And then we get the most fun little sprinkles here, and these are really cool because they're like, I don't even know what they're made out of. It's almost like they're made out of like some kind of a plastic pellet or something. They're kind of got some dimension to them. They're not just flat little sprinkles. So these are super fun to like glue onto a card front as sprinkles, or to put in and make a shaker card. We've got both of those things happening in the cards we've got designed for you for our stamp camp. But really, really fun. And you get a ton in this package. Like, you can really make a ton of cards. So, like, even if you're making shaker cards, you can make a ton with those little ice cream corner sprinkles. And then the last piece that comes in that suite is, of course, some designer series paper. And it's like all of our paper, it's double-sided, and I don't know. I have such a hard time with this pack because I like both sides. Normally, it's like, oh, I like that side more than that side, but with this pack, they're all so beautiful. So we've got the popsicles and the stripes and the little wavies and some really fun little blotches. Makes a great background or to cut out as your ice cream top. Awesome diagonal stripes, some more fun blotches, sprinkles, little like soft serve swirly cones, regular scoop cones, the cone pattern, which is really awesome. And there's one more. Here we go. And then blue and green splotches for all of you pistachio and bubblegum lovers. And then some fun polka dots. So, like, they've got it all. Stripes, polka dots, plaid, you name it. And so just so much fun. And the color scheme is awesome. So yesterday's card used some of the DSP, and you're going to see some more cards this week that use the DSP. But today I am actually switching it up and showing you what you can do without any of the sweet stuff in a totally different color palette than anything you're going to see in the catalog. I'm also experimenting with making cards that don't use Whisper White. Which is very challenging when you're working with ice cream, because I find the ice cream just looks really great on a white background. However, I think I've managed it today. I hope you guys like what I've got coming for you. So my color pattern is actually going to be some Blushing Bride with some Rococo Rose, some early espresso crumb cake, and then for the little bit of white I needed, I'm actually going to use some very vanilla, because you know what? It's ice cream. What's more vanilla than that? Oh, that's so cool, Eileen. I hope you've got this stamp set already then for her, so you can create some fun thank you cards and all that for her. And today's thank you card is so much fun. Just love it. So I'm going to actually get started creating our little ice creams. So where did I put my punch? I hid it over here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my cones. And so I actually found the little trick to cutting cones and saving paper is if you have, let's see, how wide did I cut this? 1 3/8 strip of paper. Then you can actually come in here, and your first one is going to be kind of weird because of, you got to get that diagonal going. So you just kind of work it around until you can get the whole cone in on that 1 3/8 of a inch strip. And then once you've got that done, it's just a matter of lining up that angle and coming in and punching them. So you can keep going, and you just have to keep flipping your paper and changing the angle that it's at. But that's going to allow you to cut the most cones with the least amount of waste. Oh, Eileen, I saw that you messaged me before that you had been in hospital even. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm glad you can at least get a little bit of a crafting fix by watching videos and stuff, and hopefully you'll be well enough to craft again soon. All right, now for our vanilla ice cream. This is a 1 3/4 inch strip, and this is also going to allow us the biggest bang for our buck. I think I could have done this one a little bit smaller, but not really much. So I'd rather have a little waist and some wiggle room. And so I just do that, and then I can trim the ends of this, and I'm ready to go again for more ice cream toppers later. So great way to maximize that as well. All right, so now that I've got my ice cream bits punched out, I can put my punch away, and I'm going to start decorating these little guys. And I'm going to grab some early espresso ink for this part. I love this card too because it's a great beginner's card. Doesn't take much in terms of ink. I've just got 2 colors of ink, and so it kind of keeps it manageable, and it's good inks that you really do need in your collection. I mean, early espresso is kind of a staple. So I just kind of stamped that cone image. Not sure if you guys can see that. The lighting is not the best. That's my next thing for my videos. I got to start working on my lighting. I don't know if I can get that so you guys can see it. Maybe you can. So I just stamped the cone waffle kind of a look on there. So I did it early espresso on early espresso. So it's just really subtle. And then I'm going to get some nice vanilla specks into my vanilla ice cream. No fake vanilla here, real deal all the way. So our little vanilla specks in there. Oh, you can see it. Good, Catherine. Thank you. On my camera, like my phone that I can see you guys on, it doesn't look very good, but I think that's my phone. All right. So we've got our little ice cream cones here. I'm not actually going to put them together. I'm going to use dimensionals to put them straight on our card front. So I'm just going to set them to the side. I'm going to grab our Rococo rose piece now. And this has been cut, oh, I had it memorized, 2.5 by 4. So 2.5 by 4 for a Rococo rose piece. Now, if you wanted to get all fancy, oh, a waffle pattern embossing folder would be awesome, Eileen. I'm going to have to go throw that into the sandbox because I'm hoping this is one that's going to make it out of the mini and into our main catalog next year. And that'd be so cool if it came with an embossing folder. If you wanted to get all fancy and kind of step this card up a bit, you could grab your Stitch So Sweetly dies and actually cut out a scalloped stitched rectangle for this piece, and that would look super cute as well. I'm keeping it really, really simple today. And so we're going to ink up our thank you with our same early espresso again. We're going to stamp that in the bottom right hand corner of our Rococo rose piece. And you know what? I was going to use my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to emboss this strip of crumb cake that's 1/2 an inch by 3 3/4. But I think I'm actually going to try something a little bit different here and see if we can make a card entirely with no Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I don't know if I can do it, but we'll see. We'll try it. So I've just done my my dots again in early espresso, but I just stamped off, and I'm going to stamp off again. And so I'm getting a really light, it's almost like a crumb cake look on my strip here by doing the early espresso stamped off. So I've just stamped those off and done like a little dotted background there for you. Okay, now our next step for stamping is I'm going to just kind of lay this out on my card front, center it. I'm not going to attach it yet. And I've got the sentiment here with sprinkles on top. So thank you with sprinkles on top. And I'm going to stamp this underneath and to the right. There we go. Hopefully that's straight. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we're going to come in and add in those sprinkles on top that we were talking about. Now I'm not going to add them onto my ice cream because I've got those lovely vanilla dots. So instead I'm going to grab our actual little line sprinkle piece here, and I'm going to get my Rococo Rose. So Rococo Rose is the darker pink that I've got here. Blushing Bride is my lighter one. And with my Rococo Rose, I'm going to come in and starting at the top, I'm going to put sprinkles on the top of my card instead of on the top of my ice cream. I'm going to do the top of my card. And just kind of twisting this and turning it so it all fits in. And let's see, twist that like that. Okay, and let's see, how far down do I want to go? All right, I'm going to do one more layer down. So 3 layers basically is what I'm doing. And on this 3rd layer, I probably don't actually have to go all the way across because I've got the Rococo rose piece that's going in the center, but I'm going to anyways. All right. So I've got that all the way across, and on the inside of my card, I think I'm also just going to add a little bit of sprinkles, just the tiniest strip of sprinkles down across the bottom. Like all the extras fell down there. Okay. And actually, while we're at it, because I'm on a roll with these sprinkles, I'm going to grab a very vanilla envelope. And I'm going to sprinkle up my envelope as well. So to sprinkle up my envelope, and not get them everywhere else, you're going to see my messy underlayer here, because I'm going to fold over my paper. And now the only part that's exposed is the flap of my envelope. And now I can come in here. Now remember, you still want to kind of go row by row so that you don't end up with any big, ugly, empty spots on your envelope. Okay, and next. And so this is a little time consuming, but it's worth it because I don't know about you guys, but when I get a pretty envelope in the mail, it makes me so happy. All right, just a few more. Oops, I kind of smudged that one. Getting a little bit of ink on my block here. I could have probably, or I should have, used a smaller block, but I was being lazy and just grabbed the first paper pumpkin block I could find. All right, so we've got our envelope done like that, and then I might just, again, with this envelope, I'm just going to do the tiniest little rose sprinkles across the bottom along the front of the envelope. And there we go. All right, so just something a little fun on there, some fun little pattern. All right, so we can close all that back up, and we're done with our Rococo rose ink now. So I can put that to the side. And now is for the fun of putting together our card. So we'll bring back in our blushing bread base that we did our sprinkles on. And first thing I'm going to do is put this piece on using some dimensionals. And so there we go. So I kind of love that these ice cream cards can be so varied. Yesterday I used like some really fun, unique colors, and today I'm using some really kind of muted, softer colors, and it just creates a really different look to the card. And don't worry, later this week I will show you guys the popsicles as well. They are so much fun to create with. So I've just added that on with dimensionals, and then I'm going to put this strip on as well, with one dimensional on each end. I don't actually want it popped up in the center. Okay, so here we go. So we've got that happening. Oh, come on, there we go. So pop that on there. And so it's about halfway. And then we're going to put a dimensional on the back of all of our ice cream pieces. I'm just using one per ice cream piece. So one up near the top of my 2 ice creams and one kind of centered on my cones. And then I'm going to pop one cone down so it's a bit lower and angled, and put some ice cream on the top of that. And then my other ice cream cone, I'm going to kind of angle it the other way and put it up a little bit higher. And again, angled and kind of going off of that Rococo Rose piece. All right, now you'll see I have a few little spots to fill in. And so I've actually got the woven threads sequins here. And there's some Rococo Rose ones in here. So I'm going to grab some mini glue dots and find my Rococo Rose pieces in here. There's also a really nice kind of iridescent one that would work well on this card because it's not, oh, I've got Calypso Coral stuck to me. So we can also, like the iridescent ones are actually really nice too. I might use those instead of the Rococo Rose because they're not Whisper White, so they don't kind of like stand out like a sore thumb. Oh yeah, those iridescent ones are perfect on there. All right, so I'm just going to put this right onto my mini glue dot. They're the perfect size. And then adhere that. So that one doesn't have the hole out of the center. I don't like that. I'll have to punch that hole out later. Okay, that one has a hole in the middle. I don't know why it matters, but because they're just sequins. And one more up here. So you could kind of sprinkle these all over the place and really have some fun with those. But that is all I'm going to do for today. I don't want to overkill it. So there we have our finished card. So that is our first card for today, kind of a bit more elaborate, uses the punch and everything. And then I'm going to show you a really fast and easy, I guess we'd call this simple stamping. Now, I'm again not using a white base. I'm going to be using a pool party base, and I actually haven't done this, so I'm really hoping it works. And I should clean this because I have no idea what color is on here. So I am going to go with some kind of wilder ice cream tops here. We're going to have some purple ice cream. I don't know what flavor that would be, but oh, thank you, Eileen. We're going to go with some, let's see, probably some rich raspberry, I think. So now we're getting kind of into more of those colors that were in the DSP, because there's pool party in there. There's the rich raspberry. Now I think that's going to be really dark. No, actually that won't be too dark. So what I'm going to do here is stamp my ice cream. I'm going to do the first one kind of up high and centered. And then I'm going to do the next one over. And this one over here. All right, so I've got 3 ice creams on there. Oh, wow, those were not straight. Yikes. Okay, let's see, how do we, so there is a way to salvage this. I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. Luckily, all paper has 2 sides. I am going to trim this and we'll just end up mounting it. And that's kind of okay because it means then I'll be able to add some ribbon, which I hadn't planned on, but we'll do it anyways. All right, so I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. And I've got a piece there, and then I'm going to trim this down to 5 1/4. There we go. Save that for later. All right. And we might also use this. Oh, just dropped something. There we go. I'm having a craft avalanche right now in my room. I've been creating way too much on the weekend, and yesterday I was supposed to clean it, but Noah convinced me to clean the garage instead, which, you know, I'm okay with because we're getting a new exercise bike and it's going to be out there, so now at least I have that space cleaned up. So I've just kind of cleaned this off, and I'm going to see what Gorgeous Grape would look like on here as opposed to the rich raspberry. And so I don't even care which way it goes. Oh, that's kind of cool. It makes a very pretty purple. All right, let's actually flip this over, and we're going to go with Gorgeous Grape instead. And so I'm going to try to be more straight in how I do this. So I'm actually going to kind of pay attention to, oh, well, that's why this isn't even on straight. Okay. Oh, well, we'll do our best. And so while this is still here, I'm going to grab a pencil and kind of mark that it was that line that I lined the corner up with. So that's going to help me get these straight. Okay. So this grid paper can be very, very handy. All right, now using that grid paper, wow, way better. Okay, thank goodness. All right, so that was my gorgeous grape that I used for that. I've left my rich raspberry open on my desk. That's a bad idea. I'm going to put that one away. And then I'm going to grab cinnamon cider for my cone bases. And I am going to ink this up. And I'm going to do it, normally I would say I'm going to do it stamped off, but because we're doing it on, oh, wow, you guys, almost missed the most important part of this card. So this is simple stamping, but with a little bit of a trick. I have stamped my ice cream top on a piece of sticky note, like just normal sticky note pad, okay, up near where it's sticky, so that I can cut it off, and this top piece is sticky. And then I cut it out with the punch, and now when I come in here, I'm going to line it up so that the bottoms of the ice creams are lined up with the bottom of what I've stamped. And then I'm going to stamp my cone. Okay, so then when I do that, my ice cream is sitting nicely on a cone instead of having the cone kind of show through. Okay, so do 2 more of these. Slide that one over. There we go. I keep hearing a binging, like somebody's messaging. I don't know if it's my computer or Noah's computer in the background. All right, so there we go. Some really easy masking. You can use that mask again and again. So I'm just going to actually put this up on my desk and save it. So we've got that for another time. All right. Oh, actually, what am I doing? Yeah, I am putting away my cinnamon cider because I'm going to do my waffle in my early espresso that I had out. There we go. I just used it. There we go. So I'm going to do my waffle here in early espresso right on my cone. There we are. Voila. And then I am going to put that away so I can find it next time I want it. I am going to grab, I actually think I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape again. I'm going to grab my Gorgeous Grape and I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday down here along the bottom. Try and center that as best as I can. There we go. And then we do have some other fun sentiments. We have a Hope It's Sweet. So if I can find, got the case here, but where are the actual stamps? There they are. So I can come in here and grab the Hope It's Sweet. And I'm going to stamp that down below. So I need a block for that. So when I mount these ones, I actually put them down so that I line them up on my grid paper so I know that they're straight, because these can sometimes get a little twisted or curved. You can also do that on purpose if you want. And then I'm actually going to stamp this in, I think, some Bermuda Bay. That way it's going to be there, but it's not going to be like crazy standing out. Hope It's Sweet underneath. There we go. That worked out well. And so I can move those out of the way. So we've got this all happening. Now I'm going to put some sprinkles on my card. And I'm actually going to show you how we can use these fun little sprinkles in here. And we don't even really need any magic materials. I'm just going to grab some liquid glue. I am going to open a new one though. I don't want to be fussing around trying to get my almost empty one to work for you guys. And so to do this, we're seriously just going to put some dots of glue wherever it is we want the sprinkles. And so I'm going to be using quite a few sprinkles here, trying to be as random as I can with my placements. Don't know how random I was. And then I'm actually going to be a little bit fussy, and I'm not truly going to sprinkle. I am going to hand pick purple sprinkles, or I think it's purple posy. So this could take just a moment, but hopefully not too long. And so on top of my little glue dots, I'm going to place just those purple posy ones. And if the glue is still showing out the sides, it actually doesn't really matter. This glue will dry clear, and so it'll be all fine. Okay, so just a few more of these. And then we're going to put this layer onto a card base. So I had hoped to not mess up my stamping, and this would just be straight on a pool party card, but I messed it up, so that's okay. I think because I did, I'm going to do a little check with you guys. We're going to see if we should put this onto a purple posy background or onto some other color. So actually, while I'm putting on the rest of these purple posy dots, maybe you guys want to message me with your thoughts on that. Purple posy background or something else. And I can show you guys what that'll look like too. But I just want to get this glue all covered up before I get it all over my fingers. There we go. So they're actually not too bad to pick out because they, like I said, they do have quite a bit of dimension to them. You know, do you see where I want an extra one on that other ice cream? All right. And, you know, you guys might not want to be as fussy about putting sprinkles on your ice cream. Maybe all sprinkles work for you, but I'm kind of trying to keep the colors minimal on this card. I don't know why. I'm in a very monochromatic mood lately. We were trying to buy a new shower curtain yesterday, and Noah kept showing me all these really beautiful, colorful shower curtains, and I just kept going back to like the ombre ones, and we ended up settling on a very beautiful ombre teal shower curtain. I'm very excited. All right, so I'm just going to add, this is just seeming like there needs to be one right there, and I feel like there needs to be one right there, and there, and there. All right. So the nice thing is you've got a ton of these sprinkles. So, you know, go crazy. Use a lot of them. Make shaker cards. Ah, come on. Okay, a few more. I think we've got 2 more to do here. There we go. One up there. And one over there. All right. I'm happy with that. So here we go. I'm going to just clean these up. Those runaway sprinkles. Okay, so we're going to clean those up. We've got our lovely little sprinkled card top, and now one more trying to run away. All right, now we're going to grab some paper for our card base. So I am thinking we're going to go with purple posy. I need a full sheet. Come on. There we go. Okay, here we go. So I've brought over two options. I've brought over Coastal Cabana, which actually works out not too bad, but a little too green. Or we've got our Purple Posy. So let's just pull out our paper trimmer here and I'll move some ink out of the way. There we go. So we're going to want to cut this at 5.5 and then score it at 4.25. There we go. And we'll see how this looks. Oh yeah, definitely like it on the Purple Posy background. All right, so I've just got that one side where I cut. I'm just going to kind of push that down. There we go. All right, so we're going to put that onto a Purple Posy background, which is kind of nice with all those Purple Posy dots that we put on there. And I'm just going to grab my liquid glue to do that. Two sides of every paper. Thank goodness we were able to kind of cover up those very crooked ice creams that I did the first time around. All right. And we're going to pop this onto our card front. Okay. So now if you wanted to, you could have done this same card, but actually punched out the ice cream cones and then they'd kind of pop up. But I was trying to keep it fairly simple, and so just a nice quick flat card. And so there is our second card. So I'll bring in our first one. So there you have it. We have two super sweet ice cream corner sweet cards. So thanks so much for joining me. Let's actually see, I can switch back. I think transition back. There we go. Awesome. So thanks so much for joining me today. It was nice to play a little bit with that ice cream corner. I hope you liked the color combos that I created. And the link to register for that sweet ice cream weekend stamp camp is in the description, and you'll also find it other places. I posted on my blog, and I've posted an event on Facebook and everything. So lots of places to find the information, and yeah, hopefully lots of you can join me at that stamp camp. It's going to be great. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys all soon. Bye.